we just want to do some practice on the client success story. So I want to get a sense from you guys. You can turn your microphones on unless you've got lots of background noise. How many stories have you written? Just put up your fingers. How many client success stories have you written? 0. 2. Oh, an advance on 2? Excellent. 2 each. Nice. Are you?
One I did it with you.
Yep.
And now the other one, I try to put it under the Word document. So yes, better. Otherwise, it's on my notebook.
All right. Let's try and all get one written today, right? So remember, so I'm just going to share the structure with you. I am recording this because Dylan got a very nice surprise to say his partner got him a surprise Glenbrook train station thing or train ride out at somewhere. Anyway, so we're recording that for him, just for him. You're live. That's the main thing. All right, let's going to jump into the document. Yep. Alrighty, so client success story. So when we were on the phone, Emma, or we did it with you, right? How I actually helped you write it was write down the problem first. If you want an easy way to kind of structure it to write it, is write down, but their problem was. So give us a problem that you solve, Nikki.
Changing someone's life, or
so that's an impact. What's the problem?
Cleaning toilets.
Cool. Excellent. But she was cleaning toilets. That's the problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bex, you want to give us a problem that you solve for a story that you haven't written? You're on mute.
Okay, let's do my last client. She's just done Mount Tongariro twice on the weekend.
Excellent. So what's the problem?
Sore legs.
Excellent. So I want you to write down, but her problem is she had sore legs, but her problem was she was cleaning toilets. Emma, what's your problem that you're solving? Something different, please.
Worry, something different. So I can't have accounting problem.
So
is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, no. That's right. That's what I mean. We don't want to be telling presentation story. We want to do accounting stories.
We want to do accounting stories.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they are for you.
Okay. What is the easy way? The problem is they don't know how to deal with their checks.
Excellent. It's very timely. It was very timely, but they don't. So just literally write down. You can do it on your keyboard, piece of paper, whichever it is. But she, like all the clients, are she, right? But she couldn't handle her own tax or whatever it might be. Then I'd probably suggest you write down, we work together. And now, so what was the result that you delivered for the lady with sore legs? I mean, for yours are actually very, very simple, Bex, but now she's feeling energized again, right?
Yeah.
Right. That's it. Because you provide relief. Now, again, was it an acupuncture or massage?
I massaged that one.
Cool. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But now she's feeling energized and revitalized. Emma, you dealt with her tax or she did it herself?
I dealt with it so she can have a good night's sleep. She said to me she will wake up in the middle of the night sweating.
Excellent. So there you can see that there is almost the problem but to almost say, but she was waking up in the middle of the night worrying about her tax. It's a little long, but it still works. We work together and now she's got peace of mind, 8 hours a night. She's happy, right? That's the result. Nikki? Where is she now?
Who?
The lady who was cleaning toilets.
Oh, 6-figure income,
Cool.
huge personal development,
Cool.
help
So
other people.
just choose one outcome.
Hang on. What did I write? Hold on. Sorry, I had another. I'm thinking about another one already.
That's good. That's good. I'm always constantly thinking of stories. You know, my story I posted on LinkedIn today was, you know, I've got to do an ask. Got to do an ask.
Yeah.
I write a story.
Yeah, she's earning a 6-figure income from her phone.
Cool.
That was the
We worked
Yeah.
together, and now she's earning a 6-figure income. Do you need the
showed her
phone?
how to start a business, blah blah blah. So she wouldn't
cool.
have to clean toilets.
Nice. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Excellent. And then you can almost do the last piece, right? So, Nikki, it's very easy. So if you want a 6-figure salary, Beck, so if you want to feel energized and revitalized, if that you're just trying to be consistent with those words that you're using in the outcome. So if you want to feel, and then Emma, so if you want a good night's sleep and not worrying about your tax, it's almost just using the same words that you use in the outcome. Cool. Then we go back to the characters. And because we've done the problem and the outcome. It's just we need to tell a few things about this particular person just to place them. So like what I did in my story today, my story, which was a personal story, but I still used the same structure. You know, I said, let's move that up. A couple of months ago, I moved to a spacious home in Mount Eden with a garden full of summer vegetables. And then I used the and feasting on homegrown tomatoes and zucchini. So that's the character and the and. So for you, you almost need to go back in time and just think about, before you discovered her problem, what were you looking forward to doing, working with them? So again, it can be like this client for you, Nikki, for this client, you know, did she have any kids? Where did she live? What had she done in her past? Sometimes when you talk about the characterization or the people, you can talk about types of things that you want more of, right? So for example, for you, Nikki, is, you know, if you want more, you know, motivated people, because some people can be like, yeah, well, you know, I really care. You know, so she was, you know, she'd had a, well, I don't want to mention too many problems in here. It's just placing them. So, you know, but she was, you know, and she was motivated to change because she didn't, because, you know, but she was cleaning toilets. Because, you know, you want more motivated people. You don't want people to. Cool. Emma, what have you got?
So this is one of my clients, was that Susan, and she's a self-employed contractor who live in Warkworth. I'm
Nice.
helping
Beautiful.
her to set up a good accounting system.
Cool.
But she couldn't handle her own tax, and she was waking up in the middle of the night, worried about her tax.
So you go. She's just all the way through it. Nice. Beautiful. Good. So it's, you know, for you is, but there was, so this client was called, well, you know, my client, Susan, lived in Warkworth. And again, in the self-employment space, obviously most business owners are self-employed. So you can say a little bit more about the profession if you want to attract more of that profession. Yep.
Yep.
And I was looking forward to helping her put some systems in place. Yep. Bex, what have you got? This client. There's a mute button.
I've got Maya is from Epsom. She's young, fit and active, and she's driven all the way out here for a massage. And it's as far as I got.
Okay.
Describe how you were feeling before working with her.
Don't need them. That's fine. It's more around, it's not so much about the massage. I think
Okay.
the Tongariro is actually a reference point. So
Okay.
Susan is from Epsom. She's young, fit and healthy, and she'd just done the Tongariro crossing. But she was dead tired. Whatever the problem was. So Susan, Epsom, young and healthy, that's great. And she had just done Tongariro. I don't think we need to mention, you don't need to mention
Massage.
kind of what you do, because
Okay.
it's not about you, it's about them and just their result.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay, so Maya is fit, young, active, and she just done the Tongariro crossing
Nice.
twice. But she's
Cool.
so sore. So we worked together, and now she is energized and revitalized.
Perfect. So if you want to be energized and revitalized, let's talk. Remember, this is kind of going out on if it's going out in your socials, if it's spoken when you're networking, we know what you do. We don't need to, keep mentioning that, oh, I do massage. This is
It's
not.
hard to stop doing it.
I know. I see lots of videos from ex-BNI people, and they go, "Hi, it's Dave Kay from Dynamic Chiropractic here. Today I want to talk about." It's like, no, it's actually
that's
just
right.
not about. It's not about. And that's where the habits come in of this BNI way of. We need to identify ourselves. We don't. It's the client success story is just not about us. It's all about the client. All right. So everyone's done, and obviously the opening line is short story about one of my clients, or I want to tell you a story about one of my clients, or my customers, story about one of my customers, whichever it might be.
I think it's starting to seep in a little bit.
I think I
A
can
little bit.
hear that. Excellent. Let's go above and beyond. Let's do story number 2. So this is where, and I probably should have covered this off in the very first session, was working up I'll call it a content plan, because it is a content plan. And it really is where all of your content ideas sit, right? So we've got personal stories, we've got client success stories. Those are the 2 we've covered off at the moment. We want to write down, if we, I just use a Google Doc, because then it can update itself. And if you could use Word, I don't mind, but really we need to have a content plan saved somewhere that we can refer back to, so we can write down the personal stories, and these are just kind of the topics and the client
Can I
success
ask a
stories.
question?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, sorry, I interrupted you. That was rude. I thought you were taking a breath. How do you keep your ideas? Like, because I use a Drive folder. If you put it on a spreadsheet, then it's kind of gets out of control. Where do you keep your ideas, or do you just put them in notes, or do you have like a?
Look, this is if you have a system, then use that system. Use whatever system that obviously works for you. But if you don't have a system, it's just capturing all of the content. We'll call it content, right? Topics, all the content, like a content map or plan, or just a Google Doc that says my client success stories are, what have I written about? So it's clear to you that you're covering off all your problems. So when we on that first session, when we said, what are all the problems that you solve? Did you write those down?
Yeah.
Now I think I put that into the attack plan. You can use the attack plan. Just so long as you refer back to it. So if the idea is that this week we're going to be posting one of those client success stories if we haven't already on LinkedIn
Mhm.
and Facebook and Instagram.
Uh-huh.
Because
Okay.
I figure you want some business, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
No, it is just one story,
Mm.
but it's about getting into a rhythm of going, okay, I'm going to post one client success story every single week.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
Super duper. Yeah. And as for what I use, I kind of do need to go back to my content structure of going, okay, well, I'm going to tell a personal story. Did that today. I'm not going to do a client success story because I'm going to talk about the results that you told me last time. Thank you. So that's kind of a story, but it's more of an invite. And the other stories which we're going to be learning are obviously the persuasive story, the superpower story. I know that's my favorite. The anecdotal story and the teaching story. We'll cover off those as we go. So let's write another one. If you can remember some of those problems that you solve. So next story, start writing, but. Would it be helpful if I worked up a workbook for you
Yep.
with your content stuff that you can just put that into a Google Doc? All right, I'll work up a template. All right, who wants to start us off with another problem that you solve? Oh, you just writing stories. I love it. All right, I'll give you 2 minutes to write your story. Where you go? Go on, Emma. She's thinking. She's good. She's thinking. I really don't know what to write.
Yeah, because it's very boring. It's accounting tax, payroll. They want to do something exciting.
It is exciting because we
The
get
only-
it solved. I looked at my accountant did the end of year, and I was expecting it to be around certain numbers. And I opened that this morning and went, oh, is that all? I like my accountant. See, that's where it's like, I thought it was going to be another $5,000 more than. So I'm very, very happy. Or just view it from the client's perspective.
So then maybe I should write a story about saving tax then.
There you go. That could be another story. The main 3 stories for online is your personal client success and teaching. One is about you, or an insight or a learning or an introduction. The client success story about your client, and the teaching is educational, demonstrating your expertise. So those are the main 3. If you're going to post 3, do one of those each week with a beautiful picture of you. Okay. Anyone got a story for us? Who wants to share?
Okay.
Okay. So do you want to do it in that order of but?
Oh, I think I might have just done it the same.
Do you want to do it from top to bottom?
I want to tell you about Sophia from Avalon. She's injured her toes at work on both feet. She works on the road crews She limped in here early today with some help. 60 minutes later, she's now able to walk properly on both feet. She can now go back to work. If you want to get back to work, call me.
Okay. Now looking at the structure,
Mhm.
looking at the structure on the screen.
Yeah.
Can you put your story into that? Oh, you just muted yourself again. Now, the story works, Bex. The story works. But there was a problem before the characterization.
Okay.
And there was probably 3 problems. She couldn't go to work, and she had a sore foot.
Yeah.
So you can see that I mean, it kind of it still worked, but we can simplify it even more.
Okay.
So even literally start with short story about one of my clients. Stop. It's a great hook in its own right. Story is a hook word. I want to tell you a story about one of my clients. That's it. Use those exact words until you
Okay.
get better at the structure.
Okay.
And this lady, you kind of said a name. We don't need to say people's names because I mean you're obviously more than welcome to. This client works in, what would you say, works in
On the
motorway
road cruise.
on the road crew. This lady works on the road crew, and she's based in Henderson, and she's in her early 30s. And then this is the bit, is often it's we'd say and she loved her work, but she hurt her foot and she couldn't go to work. We worked together, and 16 minutes later, woohoo! She was back on the cone mobile and she was happy. So if you want to be happy at work, call me.
Okay.
If it's easier, write down all the problems first, just one problem. And then you need to work out, is the problem that she can't go to work more of a problem than the broken foot? I mean, I get that they're kind of intertwined. So it's kind of but she'd hurt her foot and she couldn't go to work. I don't mind that so long as you're not putting too much into it.
Okay.
Is that helpful?
Yep.
Super duper. Emma, you want to have a go?
Okay. Saving tax at the end of the year. Aidan, who is a self-employed specialist in South Island. I'm excited to help him to sort out his end-of-year tax. But his end-of-year and provisional tax is 6 figures. And after working with me, we had a plan for tax payment and reduce the tax bill of 8K. So if you want to know how to spend your tax bill or tax planning, let's have a chat.
Okay. So can you read out the opening line of your story?
Saving tax at the end of year.
Excellent. Does it say that on the first line on the page in front of you?
I want to tell a story about one of my clients.
Yeah, you get to start every single story like that.
Okay.
Right? And this client, you can actually literally just use the words. It's going to seem weird initially, but remember, people are not, that they're hooked into the story elements, not necessarily they're not seeing the words that you're writing every single week. But if this is designed to make it easier, so you don't have to think, but we want you to think. So this client, what would you say was, I missed.
Aidan.
Sorry?
Aidan is the name. He's a self-employed specialist.
He's a self-employed specialist.
So it's kind of in the doctor field. I try not to say exactly what he does.
Medical. Excellent. So this client worked in medical in the South Island, and how many? And he ran a medical agents or a medical clinic, and just to give a sense of how big is the medical clinic?
I think he's just a contractor for a medical clinic. So he's kind of
Gotcha.
self-employed
I see what you mean. Okay, cool.
contractor. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right, then he's a self-employed contractor in the medical field based in the South Island, and often yours will be probably very similar. And
I'm excited to
yeah,
help him to
Yeah.
sort out his end of year tax.
nice. But
But his end of tax and the provisional tax, it's 6-figure, which
Okay, cool.
is out of his how do you say caught him that he didn't expect he had such a big bill.
so you can hear that there is probably a few problems, as in you've been quite specific in the provisional and the end of year tax, and he was surprised. I think that's the problem, but he was surprised by how much he had to pay.
About
Yeah, that's it.
100,000. 6 figures.
But he had hundreds of thousands of dollars to pay in tax. He wasn't happy. We worked together, and this is where you can use did you say you brought it down to only $6,000?
No, I reduced about the tax bill. I reduced about 8,000. So they will affect the provisional tax will reduce more too. So totally probably more than
So
that.
this is where you can kind of shortcut those specifics. So I think often we want to put in exactly kind of what we did, which is natural. But it's, we worked together, and I saved him almost 20%. Right? It's I think, as I said before, we'd like it to be a true story, but you can manipulate that a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's my struggle. I don't want to say exactly. I just want to hand out roughly and bring out the point,
Good.
reduce.
Good. Cool. We worked together, and now, I reduced his overall tax by 25%. And this is where it's like, the actual result there was the 25%. So if you want to reduce your tax by 25%, we should talk. I know the client success story is very structured. All right, Nikki. You're on mute. Oh, you're not on mute. Yes, you are.
No, not anymore. I'm in the middle of one, but I'll start it.
Cool.
I want to tell you a story about one of my clients. She's an older woman based in Auckland and has been really successful in her career over the years. After her kids left home, she left her unhappy marriage. And when I met her, she was regaining her confidence and had a complete new lease of life. But she had one major worry that was keeping her awake at night. She realized she had no real retirement plan, having never had to worry about that before. That's as far as I got.
Cool. So you kind of, yeah. So just beautiful start. I want to tell a story about one of my clients. You said a little bit more, but it was fine, right? It's you mentioned probably more like 6 things about her.
But don't you want to paint a little picture of describing?
As I said, it's start with the simple. We can always add more. My worry is that most humans add more complexity to a story, and therefore it's not as received as well. So I guess what I'm teaching you here is we just described 3 things. I mean, the story worked. I understood it. Then the but she had no plan for retirement was the actual shortened version, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's perfect. We work together. And what do you think the work in progress result is?
Now she has a tangible roadmap to long-term leveraged income.
Okay.
But
Do
that
you
might
want
be
to
adorable.
do you want to get specific with numbers? She's like, now she's
No.
got a roadmap to get to $1 million in 5 years, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm clear that, you know, it's
Clever. I have to be careful with making claims.
the key here is she's got a roadmap.
Mm.
That's the disclaimer, right?
Yeah.
She's got a roadmap to a happy retirement with lots of, you know, to maintain her lavish lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll play with that. Thank you.
Very good. And so if you want a plan for your retirement, let's talk. Yes, I am not a financial advisor. I've got the solution.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, we have got 2 minutes to go. We think, I think, Bex, you said you only had 30 minutes? And I've gone 40 minutes. Clearly, I can't count, can I? Luckily, I've got a accountant. Hey, Emma? I know. I was like, well, he sent it 5 days ago, and I was like, sure, I know it's there. I want to wait until a day that, you know, I'm sitting down. I'm like, because I know, and I was like, oh, that's so much good. I can pay it on Tuesday. It's so exciting to be able to pay. Excellent. So between now and Wednesday, if you can, I'd like you to write one more story, one more client success story, and that means we've all got 5. So literally just copy and paste those.
The templates that you've got there, they're on school, eh?
They are on school. Yes.
Okay, cool.
You literally probably it's the calendar invite that I'm sending is actually in school. So if you go into the classroom, you can click on, you can just like go into the live from there rather than coming from the calendar.
Yeah.
It's just sort of getting into the habit of, and are you getting emails from me to say we've got a reminder like 24 hours? Cool.
Yep. And
Cool.
all notifications from other people's likes and stuff too. But I just thought it might be quite good to just print some of those out and just keep doing heaps of them, like heaps of them, so that you just pump them out and then, you know, it starts to seep in further.
This Wednesday, this Wednesday, you should speak that one, the Tongariro lady.
Okay.
Nice.
Awesome.
Cool. Yep. All the templates are there. So if you go to, I'll just show you. Oh, have I got it? I can open it up. Wait, there we go. So if you there in the classroom,
Got you.
right, and you open up this one here, and you can go through the respective ones, and there's the resources underneath.
Awesome.
All right. So the client success. So I'll put this short recording in today. So Dylan can go and watch it. And anybody else. And also let you know that I'm going to do a workshop, storytelling workshop. And the storytelling workshop is this session. Well, is not this session, but it'll be one Wednesday week. So I'll be inviting some people to come in and experience writing a story.
Okay.
It saves me having to do an independent I think it's just come and enjoy, and that's when that'll be the first session on the learning story or the teaching story.
More the
Lovely.
merrier.
More the merrier, absolutely. And what I'd like to do in that is I'd like to introduce you all as the students, and I'd like to say roughly what you do, just so there's a little bit of networking, right? Just to let
Yeah.
people know who you are and what you're doing, just so we can get little plugs in for you. Just so
Awesome.
you're not cool.